All right, guys, when we last left off in the chocolate touch, our friend John was trying to take a math test and his pencil turned into chocolate because he nibbled on it in the middle of his math test. And his teacher got very upset with him because he was messing around. But really, this poor boy was just trying to take his test with a chocolate pencil. And it didn't go very well. So let's see what happens next. Chapter 6. When the others had been excused to go out for mid-morning play, John had to go and stand by Miss Plimsoll's desk. John, Miss Plimsoll said, you mustn't make up silly stories to excuse your failures. I must have the truth. What did you do with your pencil? Uh-oh, his teacher thinks John's lying and he didn't want to do the test. He's just making up an excuse. This is it, John said, showing Miss Plimsoll the pointed stick of chocolate. Really, it is. It's changed. So here's a normal pencil, and here's the chocolate pencil. What do you mean it's changed? Miss Plimsoll demanded. That's my pencil, John tried to explain. Only it isn't the same anymore. Nothing stays the same today if I put it into my mouth. The same thing happened when I chewed on my gloves. They turned to chocolate too. John, said Miss Plimsoll slowly, do you feel all right? Yes, thank you, John said. I feel all right, except I'm getting so thirsty, he added. The water from the drinking fountain turned to chocolate, so I had tried to go to get the water upstairs. I would like to have a cold drink of water, please. Poor John. Everybody thinks he's a little crazy today. Yes, John, Miss Plimsoll said. She suddenly looked pale. You run out and play with the others. I'm going to have a talk with the nurse. And John, Miss Plimsoll said as he started toward the classroom door, here's another pencil. Be a good boy and try not to lose this one. I'm afraid I'll have to keep this piece of chocolate until school's out. You know we don't allow anyone to eat candy in class. Mrs. Plimsoll put the slightly chewed chocolate pencil in her desk drawer, and John went out to look for Susan. He found her skipping rope with two girls in his class. John usually scorned skipping rope. He would prefer to play hide and go seek, tag, FBI and spies, kick the can, or any other good, exciting game. Jumping up and down in one place just to avoid being hit by a rope seemed very silly to him. But he was sorry for having spoiled Susan's silver dollar, and he was willing to make a sacrifice. Susan, he said. Susan continued to bounce on one foot as her two friends swung the rope over and under and over and under and over and under her. She didn't even seem to notice John. I'll skip with you, he offered. Susan stopped, and the rope was caught by her shins. Let's try doubles backwards, she said, but not to John. She ignored John. You go first, Betty. Ellen, you go second. I'll go last. The one who does it most times gets the first slice of my birthday cake. Susan looked at John, raised her eyebrows, shut her eyes, and stuck out the tip of her pink tongue. Then she turned her back to the girls and smiled. Does anybody remember why Susan is not very happy with John right now? Yep, it's because he took a bite out of her birthday present, remember? He didn't mean to. It just turned to chocolate. So I wouldn't be very happy with John either. Ellen whispered in Betty's ear, and Betty whispered in Susan's ear. Then all three of them looked at John and each other and burst out laughing. Oh, Susan, John protested. I didn't mean to do it. The trouble is, there's something magic about me today. Everything I put into my mouth turns to chocolate. The girls giggled. You wouldn't like it, said John, who was beginning to feel sorrier for himself than he ever had before. I think it's getting worse, he added reproachfully. At first, just the part of my mouth turned to chocolate. But when I nibbled the end of my pencil, the whole thing changed. Pooh, said Susan, and the others hooted with glee. Maybe I'll get sick and die, warned John. Maybe I'll turn to chocolate myself. Then you'll be sorry. I don't believe one word about chocolate, Susan said. And if it was true, you'd be glad, because all you ever like to do is eat chocolate anyway. So there is Mr. John trying to explain to Susan and the girls that it's not his fault that he's ruining everything, and they shouldn't laugh at him. He's just going through some stuff. He's having a hard day today. But they're not buying it. If you don't believe me, John retorted, just give me that skipping rope and I'll prove it. Uh-oh, how do you think he's going to prove it? The girls looked questioningly at each other for an instant, but as they hesitated, the bell rang and it was time to go back to the classroom. I thought he was going to try to eat the jump rope. That would not be good. The rest of the morning passed slowly for John. He was afraid that his mother was going to be upset about his missing gloves. She might not accept the excuse that he had eaten them. He regretted his messed up math test, and he was sad about Susan's anger and disbelief. And he was getting terribly thirsty. Once during geography and once during art, he was excused to go get a drink of water. Both times, however, he swallowed nothing but sweet chocolate. His mouth was getting stickier and sweeter and drier by the minute. All right, that was the end of chapter 6. We will see what happens when John goes home in chapter 7.